infinitas pra contar. Tem o sol brilhando e os patos nadam em par. Meus passos vão mostrando.
Good morning. Welcome to day 20 of Make It Easy February. You're joining me today while I'm on my little walking pad. In case you're new here, hi, my name is Sarah and I work full-time as an environmental consultant, and I'm also trying to do art and YouTube on the side. And I'm on day 20 of posting a vlog every single day for the month of February to try and make making YouTube videos a little bit easier for me. So today is Thursday. I'm at work today. I am starting my day on this walking pad because the past couple of days I haven't been using it enough and I've been feeling it. So I was like, let me just start here, because I was coming up with excuses, you know, like, oh, whatever, this task I'm working on would be hard on there or whatever. But no, I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna start on here because these desk jobs, man, you just sit there all day otherwise, and I don't like the way that feels. So anyway, I have a couple meetings today. I mentioned yesterday, one of my meetings today, if it pans out, is a camera off, muted kind of thing, which means I may be able to spend that hour doing another painting. Of course, it doesn't mean I'm not paying attention to the meeting, you know? Just want to make that part clear. Like, yes, I am still listening, and it's kind of like when you're in a lecture in class or whatever, and like you doodle on the side of your notes. Sometimes that actually doing something with your hands helps you pay attention more. So anyway, if it pans out, I would love to do that. We shall see. But in the meantime, I have plenty of work to keep me busy, and yeah. Okay, random thought before I get back to this. I've said this in several videos, but you guys have left me such lovely comments throughout this whole series, and I'm honored. And I want to say I'm so sorry for being so behind on responding. I want to respond to every single person, and I only have so many hours in the day, and I'm spending my hours working, editing these videos, and then when I can, going out in the real world and doing things like grocery shopping, or like, you know, like yesterday I went and did dinner at my cousin's house and stuff. So that leaves very little time to respond to comments. And when I do, it often is at the expense of my sleep. So I am going to get back to all of you. I pinky promise.
Poppy, you know you can't go back on a pinky promise.
And I read all of your comments as they come in, and I don't respond because I'm like, oh, I don't want to forget to respond to this. So I will get back to you, but thank you truly deeply for all the kind things that you've said. Okay, with that, time to get back to work. Okay, just finished that meeting. I'm only like halfway done with my painting because I didn't start that until there was only like 15 minutes left of the meeting. But it was an interesting meeting. The topic, it was like, I think I mentioned this yesterday, it's like a professional development lunch series. And today's topic was work-life balance, which is a very interesting topic generally. And I'm in consulting, and so it's something that consulting is notoriously bad at. So it was interesting to hear people's perspectives on work-life balance. There's definitely a big range within my firm and within the industry, There's a lot of talk about how like to succeed in this industry, you basically have to grind. Like you have to be okay with grinding like all the time. One of the people was talking about how she works every single night after her kids go to bed and stuff, and she likes it that way, right? And like there's a lot of that in this world for sure. So it's an interesting thing. But I really respect my coworkers too, because people were asking some really honest questions or speaking really honestly about their perspective too. Like someone was talking about how for him, he was like, and this is an interesting thing because this lunch was with people all on my level, like my same level of the hierarchy, but there were also a few people there who are above us there to kind of talk about their experiences. So those were like some people's bosses, right? And this one guy, one of my peers, he was talking about how he was like, honestly, this job is a means to an end for me, because someone asked a question. Okay, let me back it up. Someone asked a question about like, how do you disentangle your sense of self from this job, which is a fascinating question to me because I really don't feel that way with this job. Me personally, I feel like myself as a whole is so much bigger than this job. This job is like what I do, but myself, it's a whole separate thing. But it sounds like people have this identity crisis thing where like, they're like, for example, if I were to lose the job, I would lose myself. Like, who would I be without this job? That's fascinating to me. That is so not how I feel. So yeah, one of my peers was talking about in front of our bosses and stuff. He was like, honestly, this job is a means to an end for me. And he's like, this job is, he's like, who I am is all of the things that I do outside of work. And what I do at this job funds those experiences. It funds that existence outside of work. And I was like, good for you for saying that, because I feel this similarly. I feel it's kind of how I exist as well, with this job in particular. And I think that that's not a bad thing. Like, I think it's made out to be a bad thing sometimes when it's like, well, some of us make our entire lives about our jobs, like some of us, and so we are the ones who are dedicated, and we're the ones who are grinding, and we're the ones who care. But I don't think that has to be everybody's experience. I think that you can still perform just as well at work without it necessitating that it's your entire existence, that it's your entire sense of self and personality. Now, sometimes that works for people. Like there are sometimes people where it feels like a healthy thing. Like they care so much about their job. And I would love that too, right? To have a situation where it's like, love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life, right? That kind of feeling. And that's, I believe that that's true for some people. But if you're in the camp of where that I'm in and that my colleague is in, where we're just saying like this job, it's important and I care about it and it has a good impact, a positive impact. We're making the world better by doing what we do. And my whole sense of self is not here. It's not tied up in this job. That's okay. Like, I think that's fine. And I would even go so far to say, I think that's a good thing because nothing's guaranteed. And what if tomorrow you lose that job? If I go on LinkedIn right now, my entire LinkedIn feed is filled with people who are federal employees who are losing their jobs right now. So not to be all doom and gloom, because it's dark out there. And like, it's tough to read those stories again and again. Just this morning, I was on Facebook and somebody I went to grad school with posted a video. He was working for the U.S. Forest Service, doing really important work. And yeah, he was one of the thousands who have been mass let go in the past few days, and it's horrible. So that's a whole other issue, and that's something we can talk about. And that especially impacts, I'm in the world of science, and I'm in the world of environmental science, right? And I'm scared about what this is going to look like for our future as a country and as a world. But stepping back to the question of identity and work-life balance and stuff, if your entire sense of self is tied up in what you do, then who are you when you lose that job, right? Who are you when your government comes in and makes some sweeping decision to let go thousands of you, right? So anyway, that's a tangent I did not expect to be going down in this vlog here, but I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because I know a lot of you follow me because I work full-time and do art and YouTube on the side, because I know you also work full-time, or you have other full-time responsibilities that keep you busy all day. And so, I'd love to hear your perspective. Like, are you more in the camp of what you do is who you are, or do you separate those things? I don't know. And what's your experience been either way? It's an interesting conversation, and I would be really curious to hear what you all have to say about this one. Lots to think about. I have work I need to get back to. I'm going to keep on walking on my little walking pad, and just going to noodle a little bit on this topic. So yeah, let me know what you think. So now I just logged off of work. Feels good. I was in the weeds there for a minute, so I'm stepping back out. There's always that transition period between like going from working to not is weird, especially when you're fully remote. Like when I worked in the office, I had a 25-minute walk to and from work. And that was honestly kind of nice, because like those 25 minutes, I'd like put in a podcast, and you have that physical transition from work to home. And that helps. But right now I'm like, the only thing that changed is that I hit log off on our like remote desktop. So, I'm still here in the same spot, wearing the same clothes, all the same stuff. So it takes a little bit of a mental switch over. But anyway, this evening's in flux a little bit. I don't have any plans. So I was going to finish that painting and get caught up on editing and just like take a moment to myself, but we shall see. Kind of last minute, my dad came into town, and he is maybe gonna need to sleep over here. I don't really know. Unclear to me. So we shall see how that pans out. If he does come over, great. Then we'll pivot. So, but for right now, I don't really know. So yeah, I will go with plan A right now, which is I'll clean up my work stuff. And I think I'm going to go make dinner right now. And then I think I will paint and see what happens after that. I just had another roommate move in. So there's actually 4 of us living in this house that I live in now, which is great. Actually, my new roommate seems lovely. But she's home more than the other 2. And so I feel more awkward about filming like outside of my room, especially because I like literally just met her. So yeah, I think a lot of these clips are going to be here in my room right now, but that's cool. I'll take you down when I can. But for tonight, I'm just going to make like a leftover dinner. Basically exactly what I had yesterday, I think, which was very delicious. So let's do that. Okay, so here's the bowl. Basically exactly what I had yesterday. It's like cauliflower rice and some like roast pork, Korean seasoned roast pork, avocado, carrots, red cabbage, kimchi under there, an egg, a little sriracha mayo, green onions, and like sesame seed ginger mix thing. So I love a leftover dinner. This took me 10 minutes to put together because I had all this stuff already ready. So yay.